Like that's where I think the most valuable development you can do outside of actually having a coach, right, is listening to your own calls.
You guys can probably guess, but the topic of today's video is call reviews. My name's Caleb, and I want to show you a tactic that you can use if you're a beginner sales rep or an expert making tons and tons and tons of money per month, how you can take your call reviews to that next level 100% for free using a software called Descript. Let me go ahead and jump right into my computer and show you how it works. Boom, we're in my laptop here. So Descript, this is what it looks like. Descript was originally a software used for podcasting and video transcriptions, but the beauty about Descript is it's designed around using AI to transcribe audio recordings around conversations and having multiple people speaking. There's softwares out there like AI and other transcriptions, and you can pay people to do it, but the thing is it doesn't understand that there's two people speaking, but Descript does. So let me go ahead and show you a call that I've gone ahead and transcribed. Now, Descript, when you upload your own call, it goes ahead and asks you how many speakers do you want. And in this instance, I have two because it's just me and the prospect. And it went ahead and broke it up line by line, who said what, by listening and figuring out whose voice is whose and attaching the transcriptions accordingly. Now, taking a look at this here, you can see the back and forth dynamic. And what I do is I go ahead and use the strategy that Matt covers in a video here. If you're wondering how you should review your own calls, watch this segment right here.
So like one of the most beneficial things that you can do and that I've told Dan to do and many other people to do is that when you're listening back to your sales calls, what I want you to do is like when you ask a question is pause it and go, okay, what are the potential outcomes? And that's kind of where like sales and chess are very, very similar, right? If I move here, what are all the potential outcomes that can happen? And if they're not, it's not a net positive for me, I'm not going to do it. If there is like where if it's at the end and I take a risk, then it's a calculated risk and I know that I might lose the game, but it's fine. But in the beginning, you really need to make a series of moves that are strategic and always going to net you a positive result. So if I think of 5 possible answers and 3 of them are positive and 2 of them are negative, I'm not going to do it.
Let me go ahead and show you one of these calls in Descript in action. So when you bring your call in, you can go ahead and hit play.
Before I jump into it?
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, so typically, kind of these.
So it goes ahead and it follows along word for word while it's playing a transcription. You've also got the ability to jump to anywhere in the call. You can go ahead and click here and hit play.
You know what type of.
And it follows along. Another thing that you can do is you can speed it up. You can scrub and make it go 2x or even 3x speed. For those of you guys that like to listen to things very quickly. And one of the best features that I have to say is probably the thing that makes Descript the most worth it is the fact that you can annotate. Now in that strategy where Matt says about looking at your questions and weighing the cost-benefit analysis, I've gone ahead through my call here and broken up and highlighted each one of my questions, situation questions, problem awareness questions, and looking at the response that I got, finding the emotion and looking at how my prospects reacts to what I'm saying and what I'm triggering with the questions I'm asking. Now, for some of you guys who have sales coaches or might be getting your calls reviewed by somebody else, you can throw your calls into Descript and go ahead and actually share them with someone else. I'm going to show you that here. It's beautiful. You can create a link right here, Project Access. We'll go ahead and create a new link in Chrome. And just like that, you can share this link with anybody on the web and they can access your call and the transcriptions just the way that you've transcribed it, and they can follow along and play it live here. Now, Descript is 100% free, but the only caveat is you can only transcribe 3 hours of audio recordings per month, which it depends on how much you like to review your own calls. 3 hours is a good bit. Some strategy calls run long, triage calls, but you can pay more and get more audio, of course. But I highly recommend that you stick to the free plan and get the most out of each call as opposed to trying to transcribe as many calls as possible. But that is my take on Descript. I hope you guys found this valuable. If you've got any questions or want a more in-depth tutorial of how I use Descript or how it works for reviewing sales calls, you can comment tutorial down below and I'll go ahead and create another video and share you guys. I'll DM you the link personally once it's made. But if you got any questions or if you liked the video, drop a like. I hope you guys enjoyed.